Welcome to your 2021 Jeep Wrangler 4xE. It's the first electrified in any type of form Jeep vehicle. So we'll do some figures, we'll do the driving impressions, we'll take a look at the outside, then we'll take a look at the inside. So figure-wise, under the hood it's a 2.0 2-liter 4-cylinder engine, and it's an 8-speed automatic transmission. Power figures are 375 horsepower, 470 pound-feet of torque combined, and it's a 17.3 kilowatt per hour battery. As far as range goes, Jeep Canada says you can get up to 34 kilometers of pure electric range, and between a full charge and a full tank of gas, you can get up to 595 kilometers. If you go through a level 1 charger, which is just a regular household outlet, it's 12 hours to go from 0 to 100. Bump that up to a level 2 charger, and that goes way down to 2 hours for a full charge, 0 to 100. Now, you cannot do a level 3 charger with the Wrangler 4xE. It's just not equipped for it yet. Maybe in the future, but for now, it's just level 1 or level 2. And yeah, 35 kilometers isn't a lot, but you got to start somewhere. And if you're just doing city commutes, you could probably get away with using up most of, if not all of, the 35 kilometers. Like if you're just doing grocery runs, if you're still working from home due to the pandemic, or some errands, you can do that, charge it overnight, and every morning, in theory, you can have a full 100% battery range. There's also the Regen option as well. Basically, it's high or low. So basically, if you put it on, you can kind of do one pedal driving. It's not full one pedal driving. As soon as I pass this stop sign, I will give you a quick demonstration of what the one pedal driving-esque looks like. So we're here. So I'm going to put the one pedal driving on, and it's just below the volume knob to the right. So I'm going to put it on. So it says max regeneration on. I will get the Jeep up to, let's say, 40. And my foot's off the brake. There it is, right there. And you can see things are slowing down pretty quickly in the window here. Now it's 10, 9, 8, 7. So it'll eventually come down to a stop, but it's not a hard, aggressive one that you've seen like in the Mach-E that I had a couple of weeks ago, or the Polestar 2, which I had last week. Actually, Polestar 2 should be the last video before this one. So those are your figures. Let's go into driving dynamics itself. It's still a Jeep. And now this is specifically the Rubicon, as you can see behind me with the stitching. There's actually 3 trims available for the 4xE. There's the regular Wrangler, Unlimited Sahara, there is the high altitude, and then there's this Rubicon. Yes, the Rubicon is more than capable as a full internal combustion engine option, but having the battery power definitely helps. Again, with all that torque, 470 pound-feet is a massive amount. And interestingly, that's the same amount of torque that there is in the new V8 392. So apparently bigger is better, or else I wouldn't have put it out. But anyways, let's get back to driving dynamics. I won't spend too much time on it just because I've done a bunch of Wranglers, both JK and JL. You still have a bit of the wobbles when you got up to higher speeds. That's just Jeep though, and that's nothing wrong with it. They're in a class of their own. But you get up to highway speeds really, really quickly, and it helps you get out of a potential collision situation with having all that torque available to you. Now let's quickly go into the world of, there's 3 different drive modes, so to speak. There's hybrid, there's electric, and there's e-save. And well done, Jeep, on making it incredibly simple. There's that whole Reddit thread, explain it like I'm 5. And I feel that's what Jeep has done to make it so easy. Hybrid is really just the best of both worlds. And there's actually a little description on the front of the dashboard. So I'm gonna put it into hybrid now. And hybrid mode automatically adapts for the most efficient driving. I'm gonna put it into electric. Very clearly, electric mode saves fuel for later use. This is word for word. And e-save mode saves the battery for later use. Now, interestingly, if you go into the infotainment screen and then you go into your hybrid electric and then you hit the e-save button, again, 3 touches, there's battery save and battery charge. Again, so simply laid out. The e-save mode preserves the current hybrid battery level for later use and may increase battery charge level. Battery save reclaims energy from braking and coasting. Battery charge may also use the engine to charge the battery. I don't know how simpler it could be laid out. Exterior, so a couple of big indicators here to signify that it's a 4xE. So you have the electric blue colored tow hooks, 2 in the front, 1 in the rear. You got the 4xE badging. The trail rated badging is also in electric blue. You get some markings on the hood. And if you miss all of that, there is a charging port on the front fender. It's nicely, seamlessly integrated into the design of the vehicle. Like, it's still a Jeep. You can't miss it at all. Like, just there's that unmistakable Jeep shape. But appearance-wise, I like how they've added it in. There's a bunch of different colors you can get it in. And again, there's 3 trims and mostly the same colors. A few trims have some different ones. This does have the very cool retractable sunroof. And yes, the rear windows and back window can't come off. And there's my hand going up there. And I like it because it is so big. It just goes pretty much all the way to the back so that your rear passengers also get that nice open air feeling if they so choose. If they don't want it, you can just open it halfway and your front passengers get all of the air and the sun, and your rear passengers don't. Let's talk about the interior. So we'll start with the rear seats, and that's where the batteries are. So a few things on that. One, you cannot have a 2-door Wrangler that's a plug-in hybrid because there's no rear seats and there's nowhere to put the batteries. So I think the plug-in hybrid Wranglers will only be on the 4-door versions. Maybe they'll find a way around it, who knows, but you can't have it on the floorboards because it's an off-road vehicle and you don't want to risk having it damaged or pierced or have anything come in contact with it. So because of that, the rear seats do sit a little higher. They had to re-engineer it, not reinvent the wheel, so to speak, but some tweaks had to be made to be able to fit the battery packs underneath there. And the last thing is this can still wade in up to 30 inches of water. So another benefit is, again, having the battery pack inside the vehicle beneath the rear seats doesn't take away from any of the capability of what the Wrangler can do. The rest of the vehicle is pretty much what you'd expect from a JL generation for the Wrangler. You get your Uconnect up front, all of your switches are the same. There's a few options in this vehicle, like the heated steering wheel, the heated seats, so you get a few extra buttons, and of course the Max Regen, which is diagonally below the volume button on the lower left side. And yes, you have a couple of different pages here. One's a hydraulic electric page, which shows you your consumption, the engine, the battery, what the climate's taking up, and just what's being used by your battery power. And there's a few different pages here on the infotainment system, the dashboard, as to what your range is, what your battery range is, what your gasoline range is, and a few other things that only a plug-in hybrid option would have. Final thoughts on the Wrangler 4xE. It's a good move by Jeep. Yeah, 35 clicks isn't a lot, but it's a good starting point. And I think this is the introduction of doing more and more electrification within the Jeep brand, because it's the way the automobile industry is moving, and it's changing and it's evolving. If it didn't evolve, we'd still be hanging out in horses and buggies. So I really like that there's 3 simple drive modes. I like that they're easily spelled out and they can really adapt to whatever your lifestyle is. And that can change from day to day. If you're doing the off-roading, you get all that torque at the lower end. Or if you're just running around the city, you put it in hybrid mode. Or if you want to contain your battery for some other time, like if you've got to get to your off-road location, throw it in e-save, keep all your battery power there, and that pretty much wraps up your possibility of losing, eliminates your possibility of losing all your battery power during the journey, so you can actually use it at your destination. If you've got any questions on the 4xE, let me know in the comments, and I'll do my best to get you answers as soon as possible. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate the support, and feel free to subscribe if you haven't already, and feel free to tell somebody about the channel who you think might be interested in what I do. In the meantime, be well, be healthy, be safe, and I will see you in the next video.